Alright, so anyway, when this event happens, now you got to go to the book of Revelations and read that, because that'll be part of the plagues spoken of in Revelations 18. Babylon the Great, the mother of all whores, and one day all of your plagues shall come upon you. Now, let me get to this writing real quick. So anyway, after God had showed up to me on the boardwalk and showed me the leopard in the sky, it's amazing that Obama becomes president. After he becomes president, he comes from a land of leopards. And so I just encourage you to go read Daniel chapter 7 and see what you come up with the leopards. But I'm going to tell you right now, he's not the Antichrist. Don't worry about it. Alright, in 209, God also showed up on the bicycle trail. Now let me tell you something. In 209, last spring, I was on my way to the ocean front and I was riding my bike. And when I was riding my bike, halfway down to the ocean front, the Lord Himself appeared to me in an open vision. And when He appeared to me in this open vision, it was so powerful that I had to stop my bike, put my kickstand down, and I sit there and stared into space. Everybody thought I lost my mind or something, but here I am looking at the throne seat of God Almighty. And I'll give you a quick description of what I saw. What I saw I saw God Almighty with long, screaming, woolly hair, white wool hair going all the way down his back, with just this royal purple and red king's robe. It was beyond imagination, and yes, there was smoke all around it, this pure holy white smoke. And I'm just sitting there stupid, dumbfounded. I didn't know what to do. I said, God, why are you showing yourself to me in this vision? Now, you know, I couldn't see Him face to face because, if you know the scriptures, I would have been a dead man. But He showed Himself to me in an open vision. And He said, now, Jackson, let me tell you something. I'm coming to sit in judgment now. And you can read that in Isaiah. I'm coming to sit in judgment over the nations of the earth. And that visitation just totally blew me away. And I was so dumbfounded, I was just like, God, I'm such an unrighteous person. I said, when I want to do good, I end up doing wrong. And when I do wrong, I want to end up doing good. And I said, it's backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. And I said, you know, God, you know, who am I? But He said, go ahead and tell the people. Now, you can go to my prophecies on my writings that Sarah wrote up, and you can see that in 2009. Now, there was that event. Okay, now we have the leopard. Then on the bike trail, we have God showing up on the bike trail in an open vision to me, telling me He's coming to sit in judgment over the nations of the earth. Okay? All right, let's go to the next event right after that. That ball, and I wrote it down here, was in November, I think it was. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, it was that November. The east coast of the United States was having tremendous storms, and there was a storm that came up from the Gulf back during the month of November. Where is that? Hold on. It was a November 11/11. And during that period of time, we had a northeaster come up, and here's what happened, which makes it very strange. A storm was coming up from the Gulf. It was coming up the east coast of the United States. And then out of the Bermuda Triangle, another storm came up out of the Bermuda Triangle, collided with the northeaster, or the storm front that was coming up from Florida, and held it over Virginia Beach for 3 days. The gale force winds were going as high as 75 miles an hour. It was strange. It was a strange storm because the rain just came down for 3 days straight, and just total sheets of rain. And when I would go outside to look at this, and the winds would gust all the way up to 60, 70, 75 miles an hour, God let me see in the spirit realm the angels and demons fighting for the city of Virginia Beach, because this is where the nation was dedicated to God by the Puritans down here at Cape Henry. Now this battle went on for 3 days. Everybody in this part of Virginia, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Portsmouth, Hampton, Newport News, Williamsburg, Suffolk, and a little bit of the Outer Banks of North Carolina, were totally amazed. They said, this is an eerie, dark, weird storm. It is not natural. And we can feel the powers of darkness. Well, they could feel the powers of darkness, but guess what? I was able to see them. And when these winds would go from 35 miles an hour and gust all the way up to 75, I could see the demonic beings and the angelic beings fighting with their swords, doing battle. And when they would flash their wings forward, that would create the 75 mile an hour winds. And these were big angels. I'm talking 300 and 400 feet tall, fighting for the city of Virginia Beach. So when that happened, I was like, oh man, this is unbelievable. And the city of Virginia Beach still has not gotten over this battle, or this this storm that came up from the Bermuda Triangle. And I want to let you know, the Bermuda Triangle is where one of the fallen watchers are buried. There's 19 others buried along the equator line around the world. But the Bermuda Triangle is a portal into the kingdom of hell. And one day I'll talk more about that. But this is where all the sorcerers, black magicians, witches, Satanists all go to meet for their strategies against Christians. And the first person, or the first creatures you meet when you go to these portals, are mermaids. So the mermaids, or the mer people, are actually the greeters welcoming all the sorcerers in for their meetings with Satan and high-ranking demons on how to destroy Christians. So if you ever want to know what a mermaid really is, that's what they are. They're the greeters into the portals of hell for those that are coming to do the work of Satan. The Bermuda Triangle is one of these portals into the kingdom of hell. So anyway, so during that period of time, during that storm, like I said, the city of Virginia Beach has not recovered from that storm yet. It has left an eerie, foreboding darkness over Virginia Beach. And we have had nothing but rain, high winds, and snow. We haven't had snow for years. Last week, we got a foot of snow out of a clear blue sky. The state of Virginia, which you can look on the National Weather Forecast, Virginia is just being hit one storm right after another. And it's because of the spiritual battle going on for the state of Virginia and the city of Virginia Beach. All right. Around the 18th of January, right after Christmas here, 2010, I gave those prophecies for the year 2010. And let me remind you, the viewer, that the prophecies I gave for the year 2010, not all of them are going to happen. I just gave them for the year 2010, and a lot of these things will not happen until later on down the road. They're not all going to happen in the year 2010, but they're going to happen. So you can bank on that, and I guarantee that. But anyway, around the 18th of the month, and I'm going to have to stop again and pick her up again.